spinning. Are we live?
Yeah.
Yay. So if you can't be a Democrat, be a Democratic supporter.
Woohoo!
Yay. Hi, welcome to the Cup of Joe with Anna and Sheila.
Hey, look, we even got new cups today.
We got new cups today. It
Who do we thank
says,
for this?
this is thanks to Kristen Wilson. It says Cup of Joe with a shot of Kamala. Man, I need a shot of something after this weekend. Oh my Atlanta. I'm usually so excited, and not to say I'm usually so excited to have these morning shows because I have a lot of things to talk to you about. But Sheila, I've seen you all weekend.
I know.
I don't have anything to talk to you about anymore.
We were live all weekend too.
We've been live. We've used all of our little snippets and our little, wittigisms all weekend. So if the pressure,
including the pipeline to Nightline. Sorry.
So Sarah, who was the organizer of the Village's golf cart parade, and
had the 500 golf carts.
Yes,
turn in their votes.
Correct. And the Village's is high Republican. I mean,
not
anymore. Anyway, so Nightline is featuring her, but we had her here first.
Yep.
So the thought is that this is the pipeline to Nightline. So our next guest, Nancy, be careful. The AP press may be coming after you in a minute because, this is the landings. This is the takeoff zone. We are not professionals.
Definitely not.
I just need to point that out again. It's worth repeating.
We're so not professionals.
So
otherwise we'd have our hair and makeup done.
Yeah, and Aaron wouldn't have to, hose us off. We came on. But Mondays is on my calendar is shower day. So yes. I did shower this morning.
Yep.
So the reason
hosed
us off. We needed it, man. It was a rough weekend. So the reason I think it's so rough is that we both worked poll breeding, and we had a lot of
negativity thrown at us.
Yeah, a lot of negativity. We try to take the higher road, and I did really well for the most part. Sheila,
you did. Until the lady took your badminton ball.
She took my badminton birdie. She took my birdie and
then reported us.
She reported us for playing badminton.
Tell Karen. Gotta tell Karen.
So yeah, it was great to see everyone, though. I have to tell you, it was great to see all the support from the Dem side. And you know what? We saw a lot of first-time voters.
Oh my God, they were so cute.
And they were so excited. Yep. And not only young first-time voters, but older first-time voters, which I think is so great. And it just, it shows that people want change and they feel empowered. So that's really great to see. The other thing I did, besides doing the caravanning with Scott Hottenstein,
which was great.
That was fun.
Yep.
And we have a new edition. We have new editions every week, and it's great. I also went down to Alicia Bakery and purchased some Biden. Oh, you want to grab this is the this napkin, which I feel is appropriate today. It says, "I wish I were a unicorn, then I could stab stupid people with my head." That's a little violent, but it seemed appropriate today. Anyway, not that, unicorns are generally, I think, very docile. So here we go. Here's our Biden cookie. So go down to Alicia Bakery or Bloomingdale Library at the early voting site. We'll have some Biden cookies for you.
And Alicia Bakery is keeping score of how many cookies they sell. And when I went there on Friday, I said to the guy, how come there are so many Trump people here? Because where we were was pretty Democrat. Because people are buying the cookies and throwing them on the ground and stamping on them, which to me was a waste of a cookie.
Oh.
Yeah. I know. We just eat ours.
Well, I'm wondering what that means for the whole election, because that's going to predict her. Did they have Trump over Hillary last year? Or
they did. No, they didn't.
They didn't.
No, Hillary was left.
Well, I mean, actually, I think she did win the popular vote. So.
She did.
Yeah. So they need to have electoral college cookies.
They should.
I think people will be all over those.
Pooping on them. They should have electoral college toilet paper.
Electoral college.
They have Trump toilet paper.
They should have electoral college like cookie sleeves. So you put them in there. So it doesn't really matter who your cookie is as long as the sleeve has something different, right?
That's true. We should design them.
People would get that. They would totally understand that.
And we should wear them on the show.
Aren't the sleeves?
Yeah, just little.
I meant the cookie sleeves on the cookie.
No, we could do that.
We could do that too.
We could so do that. We have so many talented people that we know.
We do. So before we get on to our next guest, we have a lot of events.
We do.
Early voting. We have lots of sites. Go to Craig Latimer's site. It's an awesome site.
VoteHillsboro.org.
Right. And they have, you can show up at any early voting site, and there's going to be a poll greeter there. And they would welcome the help. It's just nice to have another there, even though there's not too many voters there. Sometimes I think Bloomingdale had the most.
The most votes. I think yesterday we were up to 13,000 voters since Monday the 19th.
Right. So just show up at any early voting site. You meet your greeter.
Yep.
For support. Have a sign. Send out or give out some slate cards.
We had a lovely woman who showed up yesterday for just an hour.
Sonia.
And she stayed for 2 hours.
She did.
She was great.
And she got a free t-shirt.
She did.
Because I had some extra ones. Anyway, we also have call banking. You can sign up on mobilize.us. Yes. And we have them also at 6 p.m. on Wednesdays through Ridin for Biden Hillsboro. Like, follow, share, by the way. We keep forgetting that, Sheila.
Like, follow, share.
Like, follow, share.
We said it yesterday, though.
We did say it yesterday at one of our little, live events. And then what else do we have? We have a caravan.
Did I miss something?
Friday.
We moved our flag waving from the Wawa to the Bloomingdale Regional Library. And the reason is we want to have more people out there because it is the highest voter turnout library of them all. We want to have a lot of people out front on the street. My husband was there with Laura yesterday, and he said tons of Democrats were coming in that side. And the side we were on was not that way.
Wow.
Yeah. So we need a lot of people out front waving signs, waving flags. That would be awesome. So Friday from 4 to 7, that'd be great if you guys can come down.
It was fun. We had little dance routines.
Oh my gosh, we had a great time.
We had a great time. It's just
we have a beetle picture.
We do have a beetle picture. We need to do that again, I think, with more signs with Nancy Millan and Pat Kemp.
Do them all.
We'll do them all. And then on Saturday, we have our final caravan. I think we thought that the last caravan was going to be this past Sunday, but we're going to have a big event down on 301 in Publix.
Like the new Publix.
It's 11460 US Highway 301. I like to say it's the Publix near the new developments across from our new high school.
Yep. And it's near Wendy's.
Is there a Wendy's there?
Next block, yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Anyway, we're going to have Margaret Good and Tony Eldon and Scott Hottenstein.
They're going to have a big rally first, and then they're going to caravan it away.
Yep, and that should be – are we going to dress up?
I don't know. We should.
I have some costumes ready to go, Sheila. I've been dying to wear that one special costume.
Oh.
I know.
Of Dan.
Of Alan.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Special costume. So, other than that, if you can get 8 of your friends who have not voted to take them to the poll in the next 8 days, that would be amazing.
How about 18?
18? How about 38?
38.
How about 108?
How about 108? We need people to get to the polls.
Yes.
If you haven't early voted, or if you haven't mailed in your ballot, or if you have early voted and you have mailed in your ballot, check to make sure that it's been processed and counted.
We've heard that a lot of the other counties are kicking out some ballots from minority communities. Here in Hillsboro, we're pretty lucky about that because we have a great supervisor elections. But if you don't put your phone number or your email on it and there's something wrong with your ballot, they can't reach you.
So we are also doing some corrective action on Thursday where we're going with Erin. I'm sure she's thrilled.
I'm driving.
to have us.
Oh, wait, I can't. I'm
driving. You can't. You're driving.
We're going to go cure some ballots.
We're going to go cure some ballots. So you may see us wandering the neighborhood. That's us trying to make sure everyone gets their vote counted and in. And we've spoken too much because we have someone waiting.
We have a fabulous guest.
Fabulous guest.
And amazing.
I was actually born in Florida, but I moved from Georgia back in 2008. I was in New Jersey. That's another story. Anyway, we moved up here and I had to go to the DMV to get my new driver's license and all that stuff. And I was a little bit worried because in New Jersey and in Georgia back in the day, it was a big ordeal, but it was really, really easy.
I made an appointment when we moved down here.
Oh, did you?
Yep. I made an appointment. I called up, made the appointments for the next day at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. I walked in, got all my stuff done. I had 3 cars I had to register. 2 of us, we had to get 2 driver's licenses. We were in and out in 30 minutes.
That's amazing.
And it was a DMV.
It's a DMV. So to that end, we have a very special guest. She is Nancy Millan. She is running for tax.
Hello, ladies.
Hi, Nancy.
How are you?
We were just speaking about how a great time, or I guess a great visit it is at the DMV here in Hillsborough County.
Yes, I was also interested. I found your weekend very entertaining. Lots going on. I don't know if you saw, we had Corbett in one of our West Tampa libraries, and we also had America Ferrera yesterday in our Casa Biden.
That's right.
So lots going on, lots of great momentum. So I'm hoping that we can continue this to the finish line.
I agree.
Really exciting.
Nancy,
so I got to hit your corner of Hillsborough County. I was actually planning on going out there today. So if you guys are there, I want to go see you guys.
Are you going to be at Bloomingdale Library?
Yes.
Oh, what time?
I don't know. Tell me what time's the best time to go.
We'll have to save you some cookies, though, for sure.
Save you some cookies. In the afternoon's usually better because I do work full time, as I needed to tell everyone that that's why I can't do everything. But I do work full time, so I can come. I'll be there in the late afternoon.
You can come,
yeah. We'll have an email.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to meet you there in the afternoon.
Right. What does the tax collector do?
Well, that's a great question. Because at some point in your life, everyone has to touch the tax collector's office, whether it be through your driver's license, whether you're registering your vehicles, your trucks, your boats, your trailers, your motorcycles. You're going to have to come and visit us or do it online, hopefully, or through the mail. We also issue out hunting and fishing licenses. We are able to issue Florida certified birth certificates.
Oh, nice.
We handle all the permitting for taxi cabs and towing and limousine drivers. So that's something different that people may not know that we do. We also collect tourist tax, and our biggest revenue maker that we do that generates tons of money for Hillsborough County and Hillsborough County Services, collection and distribution of property taxes. We collect and distribute over $2.3 billion a year. And property taxes. So it's a huge and tremendous responsibility that the tax collector has especially when you serve 1.4 million people. So I think it's so important that we talk about that because when you're talking about this tremendous responsibility to our taxpayers, I think that our voters should be well informed that you should really have someone who has the experience and is ready to start on day one. I've been part of that plan that you've talked about in improving our processes, improving the way we conduct business in the office and modernizing our offices. And as tax collector, it's not going to just stop there. It's not going to be the status quo. We have lots of plans. I'm really excited about opening up a virtual office so that we can, just like we're doing right now, that we can conduct business through some type of Zoom. I've had a lot to get to. And no, Joe, I have had no coffee.
Yeah, you need some Joe, Nancy.
I'm a little jealous. But a Zoom meeting where you can sit down and have a conversation with a customer service rep and have those documents that you need. You can go get it without having to go back and forth to the office. So I think it's going to be, through COVID, it gave us a lot of opportunities to kind of reinvent the way we do business. So I'm really excited about that. There's lots of new things that I want to bring, and going out to the community is another one. Being accessible and open to hear the feedback from our constituents is something that I think was missing, but I am ready to step up to the plate and listen to our constituents and talk about what accessibility means in your neighborhood and how we can bridge those gaps so that people get the customer service that they need and they've come to know and expect.
Well, somebody's running against you. So why are you much more experienced than that other person?
Well, I will tell you, with 31 years of experience, I started at the bottom and I've worked through virtually every department there is and been part of the leadership team for 20 years. And not only did I establish that Department of Communications and Community Relations, I also I chair a county, actually a statewide coalition for public information for the Tax Collectors Association. So I have lots of relationships that I've built throughout the years with our state tax collectors and our legislators, which I think is very important as we come into a critical year next year. My opponent, I've never met him. He worked for our office. I honestly, I don't remember him working for us, but he actually worked for 5 years as a customer service representative. He left and went back and moved to his country and then came back here. I will say during our journey, we have never had an opportunity to have a conversation or a debate, which I was a little, I don't know. I think it's helpful when people are able to see us side by side to talk about our views and talk about what are the challenges. It's easy to, to point out all of the bad things and challenges that we face. But I think it's more important as part of good government and being transparent and accountable to own up to those challenges, but not only own up to those challenges, but come up with solutions and have face-to-face conversations where you can see me and I'm talking to you and pledging to you of what my role will be as tax collector. And I'm a little disappointed that we have not seen that from our opponent, although we've seen lots of signs.
Right.
There's definitely lots of signs everywhere, but I'm hoping that people do their homework and really make an informed decision. I've been blessed to be endorsed by the Tampa Bay Times, Florida Sentinel, La Gaceta, and many other community leaders. I know that you and I have talked out there, Kat, we've been out there. Sheila, I've talked to you. And many of the caucuses, I continue to have those conversations with all of these groups because I said, it's not about just talking about this now for a vote, okay? It's not about that. It's about continuing to have these conversations way past election and building those relationships where we're accessible to our constituents and listening and learning. I mean, the only way that we can improve is to really start to listen. I'm not going to force something that I think is good for you. I want you to tell me what's going to be best in your community, whether it be a self-service kiosk or maybe an outreach where we go once a month and set up shop in one of your community centers and have folks come in.
Right. So I was going to ask that question because I think that's a struggle that many people don't really realize, right? Is that some people don't have access or don't have a computer or may not able to get to a kiosk, right?
That's right.
So I think it's really important that we reach out to the entire community, and some of that community may not have the privilege and access that others do.
That's right. And so having something like this in place where we can come out with our equipment and set up shop and have those opportunities to have those one-on-one, I think it starts to build confidence in government as well, where you have, again, you build a relationship with your neighbors and your communities and know that we're there to help, that it's not that bad stigma of the DMV. Actually, we're not the DMV. We're agents of DMV. We're agents of the state. We're the tax collector's office. Agents of DMV in what we do. Doug Belden's built a really strong foundation. I'm just looking forward to uplifting what we have and, taking it to the next level with service as well as accessibility. And I think having these where we inform our public, because sometimes people don't understand, perhaps our hands are tied because there's legislation that needs to take place in order for us to do certain things. So again, me having these, I don't know if you've checked out our Nancy in the Nose, but that's something that I want to continue doing, is having these Facebook Lives, having conversations with our constituents so that we are transparent and, answer those tough questions. But again, I think that's what makes me the better candidate, because I'm ready to face the hard questions, be accountable. I mean, that's what you're voting for, is someone who's going to represent you.
Right.
I'm going to be working for you. And I think that's the big difference here. is that just being present and being able to talk about these things is important. And I don't see that from our opponent.
So Nancy, I'm glad that you said that, and that wasn't planned, because we've actually been asked to continue these little Facebook Lives after the election. We're still trying to figure out a name, but we're thinking more of a kind of a community-based sort of outreach or information, or maybe some local candidates or some local charities or drives that they're doing. So I think it would be perfect once you're elected to have you on every now and then. So you
I
can
would love that
in the community, and here's some, have that transparency and the ability for folks to reach out to you and see, oh, there's Nancy, I can, I have a good,
and we've gotten used to it now. I mean, everybody's used to doing these Zooms and chiming in just to see what's happening. So I don't think it needs to stop here. We don't need to just disappear, because we need to find out, okay, what's happening next. With next year, with all of the things happening as a result of COVID, there's going to be some major issues and challenges that Hillsborough County is going to be faced with. So having these open conversations together and maybe bringing in some other constitutionals, I think is a great idea, and I'm certainly all for it, and you can count on me being here.
Right. I have a quick question. Do you do the dog license too? Because we have Obi, our mascot over here.
No, wagging around. Obi's very
no, not yet. Other tax collectors have taken on that duty. We have not at this point.
Come and visit you.
He could be your mascot at all of our events.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Nancy.
Thank you for having me. I really do appreciate it. I love what you guys are doing out there. I can't wait. I'm going to go visit you this afternoon. What time are we going to be out there?
We'll send you an email.
We'll send you an email or
a text.
I could probably be there around 5. Can you be there around 5 o'clock? It's usually that's when there's a lot of traffic, people coming home from work. So you'll be voters there. Maybe we can do some pole dancing. We have a good routine.
Love it. I would love to hang out with you guys. Please send me a text, and I will be there this afternoon.
All right. Thanks,
Nancy. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk.
Absolutely.
Thank you. She's great.
I love her.
I know. I didn't tell her that I was a CPA and I do taxes. I'll tell her later. She's going to be thrilled. I didn't ask her about sales and use and the remit and all that, and how the states are changing. Let me get a little nerdy here. The states are changing how they view revenue, especially in COVID. So it used to be that, you make a purchase and that's considered a sale in that area. Well, then we had a court case called Wayfair, and ladies out there, yes, it is the one and same Wayfair that you use for online furniture shopping. And it used to say that you didn't have to collect sales tax unless you had a brick and mortar in that location. But Wayfair said, if you have anything delivered to your state, then you have to pay sales tax, right? So I know this is a nerdy thing, but that has changed the landscape tremendously for sales and use purposes and income tax purposes, because one could say, anyway, I'm getting off. So I was curious as to, have they thought about these new ramifications of people using digital sales, something they call look-through nexus. So we could talk about that.
We're going to have to have a tax question, a Q&A with Anna.
Well, there's been some cases like Connecticut actually does tax digital revenue, and then Maryland's been trying to pass something for a few years, and actually it was vetoed by the governor. So we'll have to keep. I know everyone's like really anxious about this. I know it's one of the things that people always ask, like, what's going on with Lex? What's going on with Nexus and digital revenue and the Maryland cases? Whee! I know.
Well, I have to tell you about that, because we got some folks who drove through over the weekend who were not really happy that we were there and started screaming at us. And so what we did,
wee! So that's the higher road, because it's really hard. It really is hard.
When they're screaming and
when they're screaming. So we just go, wee! So everybody, if you come across someone that's being nasty, don't engage. Wee! All right.
And that one guy who was last with the wife in the car, he was just so mad at us that we were doing that. He just drove off in a huff.
Well, and then the lady was like,
Too bad, so sad.
Too bad, so sad. Anyway, join us for this last week. We really need everyone
Yes.
to help call banking, get everyone to
Yes.
vote, ask your friends. There's different things that you can download. There's Team Joe that will go through your contacts, although it is a little bit jarring because you see who's a Republican in your contacts. And well, anyway, but it shows, you can just delete, swipe left. Is that right?
Yeah. Swipe left, swipe right.
Whatever. Anyway, so be sure to get out and vote. Ask your friends if they voted.
Yes.
It can be totally bipartisan. Ask your Publix grocery store clerk, hey, have you voted? Ask your Walgreens. Ask the people that call you on the phone. Have
Ask
you voted?
the bakery.
Ask the bakery.
Yep.
Ask everybody, have they voted? We really need everyone to come out and vote.
Yep. And what I've been doing is I pull up on my phone, I have a picture of where the early voting sites are. And I said, have you voted yet? No, I haven't. Where do you live? Here you go. They're right here. Pick
Facebook
one.
user, wave your, I wonder who that could be.
I don't know. Wave your fly swatter?
Yes.
Do we have a fly swatter?
No, we don't have a
We
fly
don't,
swatter.
but
We just
wait.
have cats. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
We'll
Like,
see
follow,
you
and
soon.
share. Don't
Like,
forget.
follow, share. Riding for Biden, Hillsborough, Fish Hawk for Biden, and Tampa Bay for Biden. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
To Ruth.